Tracks on.
And good morning. Welcome to the video live stream of the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg, and my special guest in studio this morning is Andrew Robinson. Do you prefer Andrew or Drew?
Drew is fine.
Drew is okay?
Yes.
All right. Good morning, Drew. How you doing?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. It is Halloween today.
You have any Halloween activities planned?
No way.
Okay. No way. Not just no. Not care for Halloween much?
It's not that. I think
Okay.
it's so much of all the work I have to do because Halloween is on a Thursday.
Oh.
Maybe if it was a Friday or
Okay.
Saturday, but
Then
on a
you'd be okay.
Thursday, it's like, no, I still
All
have
right.
some work to get done. So.
Excellent. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, hopefully you get to enjoy some candy or seeing some trick-or-treaters or something like that.
Yeah, of course.
And I asked you on your way in, is it raining outside? You said yes. How is it? Is it heavy? Is it light?
It's not heavy. It's light.
Okay.
Yeah,
Light rain.
It's pretty light. Yeah.
Okay.
It's more sprinkles.
Okay. Well, we can deal with that. I mean, we need the rain.
Yes.
Because it's been very dry in the last few weeks. Yeah. Drought situations. There's going to be
that earlier this year too.
Yeah.
It went like weeks without rain.
It did.
The next thing you know, when it rained, it was like a
torrential.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like a deluge.
Very odd. So there's going to be a new drought forecast or report out later today. But they're expecting, well, basically what we're telling people, what the DNR is telling us, which is be careful with the outdoor fires.
Yeah.
I know in the city we can't burn leaves anyway.
Yeah, of course.
But out in the country.
Yeah.
You
want a wildfire.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to talk about entrepreneurs in the pitch later today or this morning.
Yes.
Is that cool?
That is correct.
All right. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. I got to get some news in here. We'll do that in just a moment, and we'll get sports from Dave Wolf. But we'll start our interview with Andrew Robinson from Mosaic CCDA, and all that is coming up in just a few moments right here on WSJM.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
And thanks for joining us on the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Happy Halloween. Happy Thursday. One of my favorite days of the week. I love Thursdays.
Just before Friday, right?
Yeah, because it's like Thursday. Friday is in the distance. I can smell it. I can smell it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and we're talking with Andrew Robinson. Drew Robinson is here. He's the executive director for Mosaic CCDA. And in fact, we're going to be talking about the launch pitch fest that happened recently, and it's part of the Emerge Innovation Hub. So we'll get to that in just a couple of minutes after we do news. Is that good?
Sounds good.
And if you have any questions or thoughts, you can watch on the video live stream as well. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Just go to your platform of choice, type in WSJM and look at the video live stream. Put your comments in there. Some of the news that we're following from the WSJM newsroom today: voters in Southwest Michigan continue taking advantage of early in-person voting for the upcoming general election. More than 12,000 ballots have been cast already since last Saturday in Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren counties. Berrien County Clerk Sharon Tyler told us that they've stayed very busy since the in-person voting started.
Right now, as of yesterday's end total, we had a total of 6,840 voters compared to 2 elections of August and February of 4 days, we had 549.
As of Wednesday morning, Berrien County had seen a 28.5% voter turnout already. Cass County, a turnout at 26.5%, and Van Buren County at 25.9%. Early voting continues through Sunday. You can register to vote up until Election Day. Just contact your local clerk or county clerk for more information. As drought conditions persist along much of southwest Michigan, the state's DNR, Department of Natural Resources, is reminding people to reduce outdoor burning, especially during the sustained winds that we've been experiencing recently. DNR fire prevention specialist Paul Rogers tells us there have been several fires here in southwest Michigan and noted people should hold off on outdoor burning until there's been some more rain.
It just makes fires escape much more quicker. I mean, the winds today are probably blowing 20, 30 miles an hour, and they escape very quickly. So where we issue burning permits, which is from Saginaw to Muskegon north, all permits are shut off. And I believe most southern counties shut all their burn permits off too, from local fire departments.
Rogers says the leading cause of fires is debris burning, yard waste, and the like. He says there are ways you can avoid starting an uncontrollable fire.
If your area is allowing burning permits and allowing burning, make sure you always have water out. That's the quickest. Have a hose pulled out to wherever you're going to be burning, have a bucket of water there, because the fires escape very quickly, and always have someone standing there. Don't think you can go inside and eat supper. You need to be at the fire until it is out, and make sure it's completely drowned when it is out.
The good news, rain is in the forecast periodically. It's happening right now, but it will be in the forecast for the next several days. And get ready to change the clocks and fall back this weekend. Most of us do not like the sun setting earlier. Doctors say it's good for our circadian rhythm. Sleep specialist Dr. Safwan Bader says that when the clocks fall back, the time and our bodies are more aligned.
So for most people, actually, this change is not very difficult. And just keep that schedule. If you go to bed at 11 o'clock, keep going back to bed at 11 o'clock. It's important that we change the clock from day one and start getting used to it as soon as possible.
Bader says the consensus among sleep professionals is that this is a good time change. It's good for our bodies this time around. The fall back, when we get an extra hour of sleep, that's good. That's positive. The spring forward, that's the one that messes our bodies up. Anyway, the time change does happen this weekend, technically at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. But if you want to, before you go to sleep on Saturday night, just set the clocks back an hour and then sleep in on Sunday. I love that time of year when we get the fall back.
Yeah, I know.
It's my favorite.
What's so interesting is right now, I mean, they made it easy for us because all of our electronic devices automatically do it.
They automatically do it. But it seems you're right. And it seems like every now and again, there's that random device that doesn't want to do it. We had a news guy last spring who showed up late. It's like, well, but we sprang forward. You should have been early.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway. Exactly.
All right. We're talking with Andrew Robinson from Mosaic CCDA, and he's talking a bit about the Emerge Innovation Hub. So we'll start that conversation on our video live stream in just a moment, right here on WSJM. But here on the radio, we've got sports, but we'll start that interview with Andrew right now on the video stream. All right. World Series, did you watch it at all?
A little bit.
I didn't watch any of it. I didn't watch any of it because it was the Yankees. Who likes the Yankees? Nobody likes the Yankees. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
It's been a little bit.
I know. It's been a minute, right?
Yeah. Things been
I love
good?
being on the show.
Well, we love having you on the show.
Well, thank you.
We like all the things that Mosaic CCDA has been up to.
Yeah.
And anytime we have extra things to donate from Midwest Family or from our, from our house, we love taking it over there because, I mean, it doesn't stay there long.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. They sell quickly.
Great. It's very good. How's that new location working for you? It's not that new anymore.
Yeah, it's not that new anymore. And we're going through some renovations, and we're looking over the next couple of years, really doing about an additional, we have about $750,000 worth of renovations done so far.
Okay.
We're looking at
$750,000. That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to redo that whole resale space. We're developing out our hub space, which is really centered around workforce development training and business incubation. So
nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if people aren't familiar with that whole big project, Mosaic CCDA, you located, and it became kind of a secondhand store for people who need.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And
It
then,
became a secondhand store for people in need. And
yeah,
then, of course, we started to get other people who were like,
yeah,
hey, yeah, I mean, you know, some people love to thrift. I
I
mean,
love it. Yeah,
it is a modern concept right now. I didn't
yeah.
think about it, know about it until I took over Mosaic almost 6 years ago next
Okay.
week.
Wow.
And yeah, it's been 6 years. Well,
Congratulations.
thank you for that.
That's awesome. And so then it became more of that, more than just a thrift place.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
became the idea came forward of it being a hub.
A hub as well, and it is focused on job training and
Yeah.
job preparedness. And so the work that we do is really helping individuals in the community who are unemployed and underemployed
Yeah.
to get the assistance they need, the training, the development, soft skills that they need to be successful in the workplace.
And it's really a holistic approach as
it
well,
is. It's a
because you're not
holistic approach.
just helping people learn the skills that they need to be successful. It's
Exactly.
like, okay, I can learn all these skills all day long, but I might be a little bit hungry.
Exactly.
So you've got
Exactly.
refrigerators in there.
We have a feel good fridge program in which individuals in the community, as well as our own Jobs for Life participants, can come and they can get a freezer full of food. I
That's
mean,
so cool.
it's an excellent opportunity. Our job is really to provide support for our community, and we recognize and understand our sweet spot is in that area of job training and job development. But we also recognize that individuals also have needs beyond that.
Yeah.
So in whatever way that we could provide support for individuals beyond just that job training, we're willing to do that. And we bring in some of our partners, community agencies who are specialists in other areas to help meet the needs of the community that we serve.
Thank you for letting us sidetrack for a moment to talk a little bit more about CCDA, Mosaic, and we'll talk a little bit more about that this hour if that's all right. But what I invited you to talk about, because you were reaching out saying, "Hey Ken, got a great topic to talk about," and it's the Emerge Innovation Hub, and you had a pitch fest, pitch fest, pitch fest. For we should probably take a couple of steps back for people who don't know you. You've been at Mosaic now for 6 years, but give people your background. Where are you from, and how did you land where you are now?
Yeah, so I'm actually from Benton Harbor. I actually graduated from Benton Harbor High School in 1995. I went off to college, went off to grad school, and afterwards I ended up in Detroit for 18 years of my adult life.
Wow.
And I was there in Detroit before receiving the call to come back home and to lead Mosaic in 2018.
That's awesome. And you didn't say yes right off the bat.
No, I didn't say yes right off the bat. And honestly, my wife is actually was born and raised in Detroit.
Okay.
And so the idea of going to a smaller
Pulling
city,
her out of there.
was pretty hard. And especially when we lost that target. I mean, I think that was not very attractive to
I
her.
remember.
So, but we're both glad that we came back, and for the grandkids, they love being around of my sisters and my brother and my mom and my grandmother and my family. So we have a strong support system.
That's excellent, and we're glad you came back as well.
Yeah, thank you.
The and so after starting with Mosaic CCDA, one of the pieces of the hub is that economic piece, that entrepreneurial piece. Maybe talk a little bit about what Emerge Innovation Hub is.
So Emerge Innovation Hub, and it was conceived back in 2020, in which, there were a lot of individuals who were coming through our job training program who felt like, Drew, look, this job training is great. Love the whole idea. Obviously, for individuals, they have to start somewhere. But many of them had a dream and a vision to start their own business. But they just didn't know how. They didn't have a rich uncle to provide for them the resources, the front end cash that they need to launch their business. They didn't have a business plan. They didn't even know where to start. And so at the time, my current team and I, we developed a plan to do a pilot project back in November of 2020 that would attract about 4 or 5 individuals. We kept it small just to see how it would work. It was a big success. As a matter of fact, one of our clients landed a contract with Whirlpool.
Oh, really?
And as a result of that, their job description was so defined, but they did a phenomenal job at it, that Whirlpool reached out to me back in April of 2021, saying, hey, is there a way we could partner with you and being able to provide support in particular to BIPOC entrepreneurs in our community to support their business growth?
Okay.
So yes.
Wow.
At that particular time, I didn't know what emerge would look like. The whole concept was emerging, right? Pun intended.
Very nice. Very nice. Yes.
But from then, we developed more programming centered around how to help build an ecosystem around our entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
And so we developed 4 core programming. Number 1, networking sessions, which gives an opportunity for entrepreneurs in our community to network with business leaders, corporate leaders, financial institution leaders, as a way to develop those relationships needed to be successful as business owners.
Right.
Second is our weekend intensives, which serves really as a foundational boot camp to really help entrepreneurs understand some of the basic principles of developing their own business. Third is our pitch competition, which we'll talk about in a minute. Which is focused on giving business owners and entrepreneurs an opportunity to pitch their business idea to their peers. And last, our Emerge Labs, which is focused on providing an intensive, rigorous environment for 5 individuals a year to learn and scale and build out their business models.
That's big.
Yeah, it is. It is.
How did you come up with this core model?
So a lot of it is just learning best practices from other agencies across the country. We did a lot of research. We studied a lot of business incubators and accelerators throughout the country, including our own state, to see what works. What are some of the best practices to being able to help entrepreneurs scale their business? But one of the things we wanted to emphasize is that this is an ecosystem. This just isn't a program itself. Our goal is to bring many different sectors, industries together to support the entrepreneurs. Just like it takes a village to raise a child. It takes an ecosystem of the village to cultivate the next entrepreneurs.
We're talking with Drew Robinson. He's the head of the Mosaic CCDA, and also we're talking about Emerge Innovation Hub. Is Emerge Innovation Hub technically part of Mosaic CCDA?
So it started as a division of Mosaic, and then eventually in 2022 it became its own separate entity.
Okay.
So it's a separate 501c3.
And Emerge Innovation, how many people have you run through that program so far?
So we will say that we serve between 75 to 100 individuals a year.
Wow.
So that's through those 4 core programming. We also offer individualized coaching for those individuals that want to do more in detail work and being able to scale their own business.
Would you consider all of those people, those 75 to 100 people, are they all entrepreneurs?
They are entrepreneurs. So either they have a business concept that they have started. And many people came to us before, and this is when I recognized there was such a need for this. They came to us with what they call side hustles. These are things they were doing.
I love side gigs.
Side gigs. Right?
Side hustles.
We remember, kids. I know I was one growing up where you had your own landscaping business, even though technically you didn't have a business.
Absolutely. Lawn mowing, paper delivery, whatever you want.
And so we want to help them to legitimize this in such a way that not only is this bringing in income, right, but this becomes their full-time gig at some point.
Yeah, because businesses come in all shapes and sizes.
Exactly.
The ideas are great, but it's the rest of the business.
Exactly. And many people had just the relationships. They were doing it on the side, didn't even think about the fact that this is something that could be monetized in a way that could take care of them and their families full time. And now we're helping them to envision that and what that looks like.
Talk about the contract with Whirlpool. What was that person building or doing?
That person was focused on something marketing related. I think it was something digital, if I'm not mistaken. But whatever it was, and
got the attention of the corporate folks over there.
Attention of the corporate folks, and they were like, "Hey, Drew, man, this is phenomenal." They did a wonderful job, and as a result of that, when the time came and we got that call, they recognized the work that was done. Say, "Hey, is there a way for us to work with you?"
Love that. What do you find is the most common obstacle or hurdle that entrepreneurs face when they walk through your door for the first time? What are they complaining about?
Well, a lot of it is related to what I call generational poverty, right? Many
Okay.
of them have not been exposed to the whole concept of entrepreneurship and owning their own business.
Okay.
Many of them come from families where it just was one of those things that just wasn't taught.
Yeah.
And so when they come to us, they don't have some of the basic understanding of, the importance of developing relationships with financial institutions.
Yeah.
I remember for a group of individuals, a group of entrepreneurs we were working with, the whole idea of setting up a business checking account just didn't resonate with them.
Yeah.
They didn't want to
Yeah.
do it. And I remember when I was helping business owners in Detroit, right? One of the things I taught is one of the holy grails of starting your own business, right? You go incorporate with the state, you get your EIN number,
Oh,
you
yeah.
open up a business checking account. Well, for many of them, just because of the mistrust they have of financial institutions, it just didn't resonate with them. And so some of those barriers still exist. We often say that we are a barrier removal service to entrepreneurship.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. I mean, because when you set up that business,
Yeah.
and if you don't have a business account,
Yeah.
that's a
Exactly.
wall between you and some of your vendors or the people you want to sell to.
And many of our entrepreneurs, they have, storefronts.
Yeah.
They have actual brick and mortar. Well, at some point, especially if you're looking to expand, you're going to have a relationship with a financial institution to get a loan to be able to help you to do it.
Yeah.
And so those are some of the things that we're really helping to entrepreneurs to see and understand.
And that's important too, because I mean, it's almost a chicken and an egg type of
it
thing,
is.
because you have a great idea and you have a great system in place and you're making it work,
Exactly.
but you're not big enough for the financial institution to really give you the respect you need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so what we want to do is bring in the financial institutions to say, look, I mean, we have some phenomenal entrepreneurs
Yeah.
that if you would just take the time and invest in them and get to know them, right?
Yeah.
You can see, the work that they produce and the outcomes that they bring. And so that's why I'm so happy for the work that Emerge is doing, because we're bringing in institutions and individuals that normally would not work together.
For Emerge Innovation Hub, and we'll talk about the pitch soon, but for the Emerge Innovation Hub, what kind of individuals are you looking for to knock on your door?
These are individuals that really have a dream, a vision, but more so a passion.
Okay.
What we don't want to have is individuals that say, yeah, I have a dream for this, but they're very passé about whether or not this is something that they want to do in the future. Because obviously there are a lot of statistics that say, in the first 5 years, right, businesses fail. Right. So we want to make sure that we have businesses that we feel like will succeed in the end.
Yeah.
But that also starts with passion. That starts with the desire, determination, the motivation to want to do it.
Yeah. And once you identify those people, or those people are showing up at your door, what should they bring with them, or what will they bring with them?
Themselves.
Yeah.
Themselves. We'll work with them to even develop their own, legal entity. We have attorneys, we have other experts that are there to help them develop the right structure for their business. We have accounting professionals that will help them develop the right accounting and financial protocols and systems. We have marketing professionals that will help them develop their marketing strategies. The only thing we ask is just a commitment. And we want to make sure that individuals are committed. Number one, we can't help them. I mean, we can help them flesh out their business dreams, right?
Yeah.
But we can't put that in their mind, right? They have to already come to us with some idea of what they want to do.
Okay. All right. We're talking with Drew Robinson about the Emerge Innovation Hub, and you've got a launch pitch fest that we'll address in just a few moments. It's 7:26. You're listening to the WSJM Morning Show. Thank you for joining us. Just taking a look at the quick comments that we have so far. Teresa says, good morning, everyone. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, Teresa. And if anyone has an idea of what they're going to be for Halloween, or what their favorite costume they've seen so far, please put it in the comments. We'll be happy to talk about it. I don't know if I'll dress up for Halloween. I mean, because not go trick or treating.
Yeah, of course.
Just
no.
you're a
little too big to
come
go out
on.
there and get trick-or-treat.
I tell you what. So my son, I read a national survey, and it said that the average the average age of when people think you've aged out of trick-or-treating is 13.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, 12 and a half,
Yeah.
13 years old. That's
I would say that's correct. I mean,
think that's
I
all
think,
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I would say when I was 10, I think I was done with it.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? I mean, been there, done that. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know.
So I have a 13-year-old,
Yeah.
and he wants to trick or treat.
Oh, interesting.
And I said, okay, the national survey says 13, you can do it.
Okay.
He's like an inch and a half, 2 inches taller than I am. I feel bad for him because he's going to be going around trick or treating. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And
you would still accompany him while he's trick or treating?
You know, I think he's going to go with a group of friends.
Okay, good.
He's going to go with, and it's funny because his friends are all like here on him. And he's like this tall. So people are probably going to think he's the accompanying adult, which is fine as long as he gets candy.
Now, if he has facial hair, right, that would be a game changer.
I don't think he does. It could be my vision has gone, but I don't think he has facial hair just yet. But this year he's going to dress up as a cowboy.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he showed me his outfit, and he's got a plaid shirt and kind of a small toy-looking cowboy hat, and he's wearing a badge.
Yeah.
And Stephanie, my wife, she said, "Is he dressed up as Woody from Toy Story?" And I said, "I don't know if that was the intent, but you're right.
Gosh.
He does look like Woody."
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be fun.
Does he even know who that is?
I don't think so. The movie definitely came out before he was born.
Okay.
So I think it did.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
it did.
I don't
I'm
know.
sure it did.
But anyway, all right. So hope everyone has a great Halloween plan in store for tonight. We're gonna watch scary movies. I think we decided we're gonna put the Michael Myers Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah, all that on.
You can't watch all of them.
Do you like scary movies?
Oh yeah, I love them.
What do you have a favorite?
I would say it's The Conjuring.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah, the whole franchise.
I love those,
especially the first one.
You know, and they're based. I mean, a couple
based
of
on a true story.
True story stuff.
Yeah, now I got my two girls loving horror movies. So
I
my
did the
wife
same
is
thing.
mad at me because of that. Because we used to watch, when we were dating and at college, we used to watch horror movies, but she got so terrified by them. And so now I've got my kids watching them, my girls watching them with me now.
That's fantastic. And they like them.
They love them.
That's fantastic. That's really good.
I think my youngest has gone through all of the Conjurings at least about 15, 20 times.
They are so good.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
The nun ones.
Yeah, they're a little shaky. I mean, the concept, of course, I get it, but they just, there's something.
The Pope's Exorcist. Have you seen that one?
I did see that one with Russell Crowe.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, he has a recent one that just came out. I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay.
I think it came out in April, or maybe it was July.
We've got to get back to the morning show here, so we'll continue.
Too much fun.
Yeah, we'll one moment and we'll be right back.
Time since taking over the top job. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
Hang on. Here we are. Now we're back on the air. Here, come on back on the air. There we go. Hey, it's 7:30. It's the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. We are having too much fun on the radio already. Uh-oh. Did our things didn't break? Oh, there you go. Okay. Our headphones. We have new headphones in. I don't know the quality of them, but they are here, and you can hear out of them. I'm talking with Andrew Robinson from Mosaic CCDA, and we're talking about the Emerge Innovation Hub. It's its own separate entity. It started out within Mosaic, and then it got so successful that it became its own thing. Yeah. And so we're talking about a launch pitch fest in a few minutes, but off the air, we were having too much fun talking about horror movies and Halloween and all that other stuff. You said your favorite series right now is The Conjuring.
It's The Conjuring.
But
it is The Conjuring.
But there's also, I think, The Pope's Exorcist was a movie.
It's pretty good
with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Recently, I saw The Omens.
Oh yeah, The New Omen. What'd you think of The New Omen? That was
so it was an interesting concept, right?
Okay.
Because obviously it's a prequel.
Yep.
And it was an interesting concept, and there were a couple of scenes in there you were like, oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a shocking surprise. I guess that's why you go and read the general descriptions in the movie.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
But I think overall it was good.
Yeah.
There's some purists, right, that are like, no, it just doesn't fit within the whole scope of the omens. But I thought it was, maybe I tend to be a little bit more lenient
to
movies than others.
All right.
But I thought it was pretty good.
And
What did you think?
I like it. I liked it a lot. I often will fall asleep during movies.
Yeah.
Just because, get comfortable and eat some popcorn, then fall asleep. So I miss parts of the movie. But Stephanie catches me up later when I wake up, and I usually watch the end of the movie. So, but no, I like all these movies. They're really, if it's well done, I appreciate it. I also like the M. Night Shyamalan movies because they move a lot slower.
They're very, very tense.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah, just like the one that we all remember, right? The Sixth Sense. It's
so
good.
good.
At first you were like, what is this about? And then towards the end, you were glued to the TV.
I wish all his movies were like that.
Exactly.
Kind of. Sorry, M. Night. But because it is Halloween, I know I asked you to come here to talk about the Emerge Innovation Hub and the Launch Pitch Fest, which we'll talk about in just a moment. And how great it is to see that support network for entrepreneurs who have a good idea, who want to bring something positive to the economy. We love that.
Yeah.
But because it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Ghost stories. Do you have any ghost stories?
I do not have any ghost
Think
stories.
about it. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. I'll tell you a ghost story in a few minutes right here on WSJM. It's the morning show. We have news to talk about first, but I do have a ghost story.
Okay.
And it was creepy. It was really creepy. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes right here on the WSJM morning show. First, we have news, ABC, and then our local news.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. A World Series win for the LA Dodgers leads to street celebrations and, yes, some looting in downtown Los Angeles. ABC's Chris Christie overhead in a helicopter watching it all unfold.
There have been a number of getaway vehicles waiting for the merchandise to walk out. They stuff the trunks, they get in the car, and they drive away. We've seen several cars do that. LAPD is aware of this.
Many more people were cheering than looting, though. The Dodgers beat the Yankees in New York last night in Game 5 of the series. Survivors of the worst natural disaster to hit Spain in generations awoke to scenes of devastation. Villages in the Valencia region wiped out by monstrous flash floods that claimed at least 95 lives. Election day almost upon us. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump continuing to hit the battleground states. In Pennsylvania today, a judge is holding a hearing on that bid to shut down Elon Musk's $1 million a day sweepstakes in the battlegrounds. Musk is supposed to be there in court, as lawyers have not said if he will show up. This is ABC News.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
And thanks for joining us on the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. It's 7:34. Some of the news that we're covering in just a moment. First off, the forecast. We do have 65 degrees and rain happening in Benton Harbor right now. St. Joseph, 64. South Haven, 65. Buchanan, 65. It's 65 degrees all over Southwest Michigan right now. But the rain is varying, and we do expect it to go on and off for pretty much the morning. Cloudy skies otherwise. Rain this morning, some storms. Windy conditions. High around 67 degrees today. Southwest winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. Gusts to 40. Don't really know if it's going to blow the rain out by the time the trick-or-treaters come around.
Yeah.
I mean, because the rain was supposed to happen in the wee hours of the morning, didn't.
Okay.
And so right around 6 o'clock is when it started moving in off the lake. So hopefully that delay. We do need the rain. We do need the rain.
I want to make sure the trick-or-treaters are happy, but we do need rain.
Yeah, agreed. Tonight's forecast, partly cloudy skies, low around 45 degrees, west winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusts up to 25. And then Friday, forecast calls for partly cloudy skies, no rain in the forecast for Friday for right now.
Okay.
Northwest winds 5 to 10, gusts to 20. Saturday, partly cloudy, high around 60. And then Sunday, another chance of rain.
All right.
So sorry about that, but it should be a good weekend otherwise. You watch some football and stuff like that.
I'll probably go out and rake some leaves.
Oh, man. Do you have a carpet of leaves?
Yes.
Yeah. We were squishing them. The dog and I were walking around the backyard. Just it was a lot of fun.
Hearing a crunching noise.
Yeah, it was good. All right. So some of the news that we're covering in the WSJM newsroom, we'll tell you more about these stories coming up at 8 o'clock. A 56-year-old Baroda man is dead after a vehicle pedestrian accident last night. The Baroda Lake Township Police Department reports officers were dispatched around 7:20 last night to the crash on Shawnee Road near Spitzky Road. Officers say an 86-year-old driver from Berrien Springs was eastbound on Shawnee when he hit the pedestrian who was walking in the same direction. The victim was from Baroda, 56 years old. He was transported to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. The driver and 2 passengers in that vehicle were uninjured. The Berrien County Sheriff's Department is investigating. The name of the deceased is being withheld at this time. St. Joseph City Commissioners have received an update on the Anchors Way project this week. This is the project to address ongoing flooding problems on the island and options for how to resolve it in the most cost-effective manner. Looks like the project will cost about $2.5 million. They're going to raise the road. That alone is pretty expensive, but they're also going to have to move a lot of utilities. So we'll tell you about that coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. And then I-196 in Van Buren County has been reopened. It'll be open through the winter. The Michigan Department of Transportation announced Wednesday they're wrapping up work for the winter on the Rogers Creek Box Culvert Replacement Project that goes under I-196. All lanes are now open, and they'll probably start work again next May. Yeah, we'll talk about that story and more coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. It is Thursday, the 31st day of October. It's Halloween. We've got sports coming up in just a moment. First, a look at state news, and we're going to continue our interview with Drew Robinson. I'll tell my ghost story on the video live stream in just like 30 seconds right here on WSJM. So if you want to hear that, just go to our video live stream on YouTube or Facebook, and you can hear it.
The Michigan News Network.
See how we did that exclusive content thing
I see,
for the people on the video live stream?
Yeah.
Well, we got to pay for these cameras, you know?
Yes, of course.
So, can you confirm for the people who are watching on the video live stream today that I don't know if you know that it's additional equipment, but there's like a ton of cameras.
Yes, there are. I did recognize it. This is the first time I've ever seen that. So
Okay.
I didn't know what it was at first, but I assume it was a camera.
Yeah, so this thing here is a camera.
Okay.
It's not it's on and everything, but it is not yet into the system. And then over here, I don't know if I should do this, but over there you see these things with the lit up keypads. Those things are these new fancy controllers that I can zoom, I can tilt and zoom and all kinds of crazy stuff. So, I won't even be talking on the radio anymore. I'll just be playing with the camera. All right. So, ghost story. I used to work for a U.S. senator from Florida.
Okay.
And so we spent a lot of time down in Florida, going around doing all kinds of different things. And I was a communications director. So one of my jobs was helping to get him exposure in where he wanted to. Soledad O'Brien, who was on CNN, she and I were talking about a piece that she wanted to do. I think it was on immigration at the time, probably immigration, and she invited us for a sit-down interview for the senator I was representing. And so we said, okay, well, tell us more about it, and what's the piece, what's the series going to be like? And so she explained it. And it's like, okay, well, where do you want to do this interview? And she said she wanted to do it in a hotel in South Florida, down outside of Miami. Let me look up the name of the hotel really quick. Hotel. Let's see. Yeah, great story because I forgot the name of the hotel. All right, I'm not going to find it immediately, but I will find it.
Okay.
But basically, it's this old historic hotel in South Florida. Just it's in Coral Gables.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
And so it's one of those, kind of a high rise type thing. Most of it's down on the ground floor, but there are a couple of nice suites, and the suites up near the top used to be where gangsters would basically live as long as they wanted to. They're like their apartments up there.
Like the old school gangsters.
Yeah,
right?
the old school, Bugsies or whatever, that kind of thing. Yeah. And so they loved South Florida. They used to be up there. And the rumor had it that in those upper floors, some of the people who didn't, who went up to get to see the gangsters and didn't come back down, still were in the hotel as ghosts in that upper floor area. Well, that was the exact location in one of those upper suites. Was where Soledad O'Brien wanted to do the interview. And so we're like, okay, I mean, we can do it. I mean, tell us a little bit about the setup. Oh, well, we'll have, nice chairs and we'll have the lighting and it'll just be a nice quiet place where we can do this interview. It's like, okay, well, we'll do that. So we get the senator up there and me and I think the state director at the time, we have to go up a little before him, and so we have to take a service elevator. And we've already heard the stories about the ghosts. And there's been a thunderstorm that has moved in. and so the thunder and lightning is crashing down. Florida in the afternoon. Florida in the afternoon, the lightning storm. So we get into the elevator, the thunder and lightning is crashing down, and we're laughing about the ghosts. I hope we don't run into any ghosts. And all of a sudden, the elevator lurches, stops, like feels like it's swinging back and forth, and there's like a blip in the power.
Oh, gosh.
As we're joking about the ghosts, we just go dead silent.
Okay.
We're like, okay.
This is interesting. Right?
And so then all of a
Can't
sudden
be a
everything
coincidence.
returns to normal, and the elevator starts moving up
Wow.
again, and the doors open, and we're like, okay, don't know what happened there, but whatever you do, don't joke about the
But
ghosts.
you didn't see a dark figure, right?
Did
You
not
didn't
see anything, did not hear anything other than the big
No
booms
orbs
outside.
or anything like that.
Didn't see any orbs. But that was my ghost story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll have to refine it a little bit. But
That's pretty good.
yeah, not bad, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It all right. So let's see. The on the video live stream today, we've got good morning from Teresa. Teresa says she didn't stop trick-or-treating until she was 18.
No, 18. Wow.
Yeah, that's a little old for trick-or-treating, Teresa.
Okay.
I'm glad you're able to get
18.
away with it.
Exactly.
Let's see. Teresa was watching Final Destination. I love the Final Destination series.
I do love the Final
Those
Destination.
are so much fun.
They're not horror to me, right?
Right.
So when I think of horror films, right, I'm thinking of something that is paranormal.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Like Paranormal Activity. Do you remember watching those?
I do remember that. Yeah. Never will sleep the same. But
you know one that was really eerie?
what's that?
No, it's
Not Blair Witch Project.
no, not that.
Okay,
not that.
okay.
That was just more eerie.
I don't think I've watched Blair Witch Project through the whole thing.
Yeah, it's the one that no, I can't think of it. I can think of this because it was a franchise.
Okay.
And I think it was about 4 of them.
Okay.
And with one, there was this red door. So actually, the guy who played Ed Warren.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Is also the one who was in this as well.
Oh, I bet Stephanie knows which one you're talking about.
Him and his son would have these outer body experiences.
Insidious.
Yes.
There thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah, there we go.
You got that. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah,
those are amazing because you go through into the other dimension.
Yep.
Where and you don't know where you're going.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those a lot.
Yep.
Let's see what else people are saying on the video live stream. So Final Destination. Good morning from Shokwe Pitchford. Good morning, Shokwe. Good to see you.
My brother.
Saw him on television yesterday as he was introducing former President Bill Clinton, who was in Benton Harbor at the livery rallying voters. So hope that event went well, Shokwe. Hope Secret Service didn't give you much trouble. They are not, because of the former presidents, they all get Secret Service, not to the amount that current president gets.
Yeah.
But Secret Service, they do not have a sense of humor.
They do not. They can't. They can't afford to.
No,
right?
and they shouldn't. And they shouldn't.
Yeah.
But my situation was, I was a journalist on Capitol Hill. We were going to be at an event where the president was going to be, and Secret Service, they know where the journalists are. We recognize the Secret Service. They recognize us. We recognize them. And they still won't joke with you.
Yeah, exactly. They can't.
I suppose.
The
They're doing
they
a great
do,
job.
Right?
Yeah, something bad happens.
Something bad happens.
Yeah.
And of course, it will be posterized.
That is true. That is true. But journalists were surly,
I know.
We're surly and we want to joke.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we've seen enough spy movies to know, right?
That's
Somebody could come and pose as a journalist. No, I'm just kidding.
That is true. It's true. All right. We're going to get back to the WSJM Morning Show. We're going to go back to off of Halloween for a moment. We're going to talk about the Emerge Innovation Hub and the Launch Pitch Fest that was just held. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Right here, we're talking with Andrew Robinson from Mosaic CCDA and Emerge Innovation Hub. That continues in just about 10 seconds.
Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
I was just asking, are we doing good? Are we doing all right?
Good.
We're doing all right?
Good. This
okay.
is fun.
We like to have fun.
Yeah, I didn't know we were going to talk about horror movies, but I love it. I love it.
The Insidious series with Red Door. I'm glad you brought that up because those are a lot of fun.
Those were.
Yeah, the Warrens. Anytime the Warrens are part of a movie, a scary movie,
yes,
it works.
And I think a part of it is because you know it's somewhat based on a real story,
right?
A true story.
Yes.
So because of that, there's an eeriness, right? Just like we all remember the first Exorcist.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh
because
yeah.
It's based on
the steps in Georgetown and everything. Oh yeah. Yeah. Been there, done that. That's good stuff. No, it's good. And the Exorcist. Not based on a true story, but still fun. The Shining. I rewatched. Rewatched The Shining this month, and also Dr. Sleep, which was the sequel.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And I read the interviews between Stanley Kubrick and because Stanley Kubrick made the Shining movie.
Yes.
And Stephen King, the author of the Shining, horribly hated the movie. Didn't like that Stanley Kubrick did a whole bunch of different things and even changed the ending of the movie, which is ridiculous. But I mean, I like both. I like both pieces of work.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry we're off track.
Yeah.
We're back on.
I love it.
We'll get back on track. We're talking with Drew Robinson. He is the head of the Mosaic CCDA. He's also in charge of Emerge Innovation Hub. And you recently had what you call the Launch Pitch Fest. And just to re-ingrain people of what Emerge Innovation Hub is, your mission there is?
Our mission is to provide resources, coaching opportunities, and training and development opportunities to entrepreneurs in our community.
So basically, people who are looking to start a business, they have a great idea, but don't know anything else about how to get the finances, how to do the books, how to do the human resources or the marketing.
All of that stuff. We're providing them with an opportunity, with an ecosystem to be able to grow their own business. So whatever their needs are, right? We connect them to the sources, to the experts, to the professionals who can help them build their business.
With what I assume the idea is, the more economic activity we can get in the area, the more positive for everyone.
Exactly. The whole goal is to grow our local economy.
And so one of the big events you have is the Launch Pitch Fest. Explain what that is, please.
So the Launch Pitch Fest, so it started off as a pitch competition 4 years ago when we started this whole idea of, hey, how do we get some of the entrepreneurs, primarily BIPOC entrepreneurs in our community, into a space for them to be able to pitch their business.
Kind of like a Shark Tank type situation. Like a Shark
Tank. Yeah, but it's not as brutal.
Okay.
It's more encouraging, right? And that's not to take away from my wife and I got into a discussion like, hey, there's a reason why they're brutal for Shark Tank. Right? And I get it, right? I understand that.
Yeah.
But this is more of a cultivating environment. Our job is really to coach the entrepreneurs up to the point where they feel confident enough to pitch their own business model.
Not to see them crash and burn like they do on Shark Tank.
Exactly, right? And I get it, right? Because these are major investment dollars that some people are going to pour into entrepreneurs. So they want to see things refined. And if it's not, right.
But you have to start somewhere.
Yeah. And it gets very cutthroat as well on those shows. And it's not like that here. Everybody is very supportive of each other.
Good.
And I even hate to say, and I said this at the event, I hate to say they're winners, right? Because they're all winners to me. Right? Because they all worked hard, they dedicated themselves to their craft, and they all need to be applauded, right?
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate or fortunate, depending on how you see it, that there are first, second, and third place winners. But at the end of the day, right, they're all winners in my eyes.
Excellent.
And so we developed this idea of how do we bring them together into this environment, gives more exposure to business leaders in our communities, and give them the opportunity to pitch their business model. So we started that 4 years ago.
Okay.
We decided last year to really make it into this pitch fest, this big thematic, almost cinematic type of production, right? And so we had it at Ghostlight, and it was a huge success.
Nice.
And we did it again this year, and again, knocked it out the park.
All right.
My executive director, Amy Bell, did a phenomenal job of really working with the entrepreneurs and really developing this into one of the most important events in this community each year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How many people did you have pitching, and what were they pitching?
We had about 10 individuals pitching,
right.
And they were just pitching whatever their businesses were, right? The goal was to pitch their business model. We had 3 judges.
Okay.
The judges would score,
right.
And the judges would determine who the winners were.
Who's in the audience?
The audience would be family members, friends, financial institution.
So potential
leaders,
investors?
and potential investors. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ah.
Foundation leaders. Yeah. They were all there.
You want to talk about the winners who rose to the top of the cream there?
Yeah. So we have two categories. So the first category is an emerging category. These are individuals who are emerging onto the business scene, right? So they're not seasoned vets, right? They haven't been around for a long period of time. They've been around for a year or two. And so we had 3 winners. So the third place winner was Glenda Bell. She's the owner of Harbor City Transportation, and the prize was $2,000.
Okay.
Kelly Breen, she's the owner of Mahogany Maternity. She was the second place winner.
Okay.
The prize for that is $3,000.
Nice.
And then our first place winner for the emerging category is Jamal Hatfield. He's the owner of Stop Procrastinating, which is really an interesting clothing brand.
Yeah, let's
that
talk
he
about
developed. Yeah, it's a clothing brand that he developed that is really rooted on stop procrastinating, in terms of an overall message that he wants the community and those who wear his brand to focus on and to wear.
That's
to
awesome.
showcase.
What did first place win?
It was $7,500.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any strings attached to the money? What are they supposed to do with that?
The money is invested back in their business. So the goal is so that when they develop it is hard to say because each of them had different things that the money would go towards.
Okay.
But they actually had this as they are pitching their idea and they have this financial, statement that they produce and talk a little bit about what they're going to use the money for.
Okay, so basically, a business could come up and say, "I need this for marketing." Another one could come up and say, "I need this for distribution."
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's fantastic. Okay.
Yeah. So let me go back to Jamal. So his focus is really on mental awareness, health awareness, mental awareness, and the goal is to really bring attention to some of the challenges that individuals who have mental illnesses, just to help people understand that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Well, congratulations on having a great event.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And for putting that on. So now those people, they were at this pitch event. Where do you get the next group who will be at the next pitch event? And when is that?
So usually we start recruiting for individuals in August.
Okay.
And so we will have an application process in which individuals will be able to apply.
Okay.
And then we have a committee that would score the applications. And from there, we would determine who would be the next individuals to pitch.
And if
so that happens in August each year.
Okay. And if people want more information on how they can get involved,
to our website, emergeinnovationhub.org.
Okay. All right. We're going to come right back. We're going to give the Moody on the Market update. I'm going to ask Andrew to give us some information about Emerge Innovation Hub and about Mosaic CCDA, because I know you have some events coming up with that as well. We'll be right back.
Rich Fran and Tara Halsey from Insurance Management Service, your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and Niles, know it means something to have peace of mind knowing your insurance is taken care of.
We have staff that the majority of their career has been in insurance, and the majority of their career has been at IMS. They're born and
Okay. Andrew was just telling me that he forgot something. So that's why we have the live stream here, so you can tell people stuff.
Exactly.
Tell us more.
So there is a second category as well. So the emerging category is the first category.
Okay.
The second category is the accelerating category. So that's a category for those who are more seasoned, who've been around for a long time. And so the prizes are a little bit different for both categories, just because obviously for the seasoned individuals, they have a little bit more need for investment dollars to be able to support.
They're ready. They're more ready to take that on.
And ready.
Okay.
So third place winner for that was Chelsea Williams, owner of Chelsea Allure, and that prize was $5,000.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
pretty
great.
good. Yeah. Second place winner was James Hyde. He's the owner of Hyde Lifestyle Taekwondo.
Okay.
And that prize was $10,000.
Big money now.
And the first place winner was Madrina Barnes. She is the owner of Questions and Answers Bakery, which is a very, very interesting bakery.
Oh.
She does a lot of desserts that are gluten-free.
Love it.
No sugar added.
Okay.
And they are delicious.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So
that's great.
She won $20,000.
Holy mackerel! What is she going to do with that $20,000?
Yeah,
What was her?
she's going to reinvest because she
Okay.
wants to expand
Okay.
her business model, and she needed the dollars to be able to expand.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
And I got to tell you, I love the fact that it's gluten free.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
a lot
same
of
here,
people
same
with
here.
they either have the sensitivity,
Yeah, yeah.
and choose not to eat the gluten, or if you're like me, I love the gluten free
Yeah,
because it
yeah,
makes me
yeah.
feel lighter when I'm
Yeah,
eating it.
yeah.
I can eat more
Yeah,
bread.
Make you feel good, right?
It does make you feel good.
Yeah,
Cleaner.
It's guilt free.
It doesn't
right?
weigh you down.
Guilt free. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In fact, I've been making gluten-free bread recently.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
And it
good.
actually has turned out it's super simple to make.
Yeah.
Don't
yeah.
have to knead it at all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it comes out like cake. It's really good. It's really good. All right. We'll come back and do the Moody on the Market update. We'll just have a couple of minutes to do it. So, Andrew, what in that 2 minutes, I'll ask you what's going on at Mosaic or anything else that you want to promote with Emerging Innovation Hub. Does that work?
That works.
Okay. We'll be right back in just a moment right here on the WSJM Morning Show. Thank you for joining us. Teresa says, good morning. Teresa says she looked like she was 10 when she was 16, and she still
that's why she could get away with it.
She still gets carded.
That's why she could get away with it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's excellent. All right. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back.
SJM.
It's been a fun, fast Halloween morning. Thursday, we've got 2 minutes before we get to the top of the hour. Let's do the Moody on the Market update. It's brought to you by an insurance management service. Call IMS today, your local auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And Andrew Robinson is here with Mosaic CCDA and Emerge Innovation Hub. Just give us a couple of nuggets of what's coming up.
Yeah, so at Mosaic CCDA, we have every Wednesday is called our Resource Wednesday. This is an opportunity for individuals in our community to come and take a part of some of the festivities that are going on, some of which, are related to what we talked about before, our Feel Good Fridge program. So if there are individuals who need food or they know someone who need food, they can come out on Wednesdays. We actually have them on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, but this is an excellent opportunity for them on Wednesdays in particular to not only come and get food, but we also have vendors who are there who are offering their services to participants in our community. And we have it every single Wednesday. It is a big event as well for us because we feel like as we are developing relationships with partners and community agencies who are really on the front line helping to support some of the residents of our community, this is an opportunity for residents to come and learn of some of the phenomenal services and opportunities to really help them wherever they need. And so we have this every single Wednesday from 11 until 1. This is an excellent opportunity for you. We need more community agencies to support. So if you know of someone who has a community agency that is supporting individuals, whether that's in health awareness, education, Corewell always come to Center for Wellness comes and they provide free blood pressure screening. We have programs from LMC who will come as well.
Okay. And we've got to wrap it up. Okay. And for more information, people can go to?
They can go to mosaicccda.com.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston.
All right.
Okay. And so let's wrap it up on the video live stream.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, that is it.
That's it.
That's
okay.
The main thing.
And we ended it on, give that website again if you wouldn't mind.
I can
go
say,
ahead.
In December, we do have this big event, and maybe I can talk about it. It's called Wonderland Toy Store.
What's that?
It is a very, very big event. It is an opportunity for individuals in our community to really get Christmas merchandise at a very, very discounted rate. So we get a lot of donations in. We get corporate sponsors who say, hey, we want to support individuals in our community who can't afford to pay retail prices for some of the merchandise for their kids.
Yep.
We want to be able to support that. And we still require that individuals have some type of skin in the game with this. So they have to pay something, but it's only 10% of what the retail value is.
Fantastic.
And so whatever is, maybe they would pay $100 for, they will only pay $10 here.
Okay.
So it's an opportunity. We have 500 families every single year who come and participate in this event.
I love it. And when is that event?
That event is the middle part of December. I'll get that date.
So yes, let's have you come back
Yes,
in and
yes.
talk about it
Okay.
at the right time so that we can get people involved and,
Okay.
and make it a successful event.
Sounds good.
All right, Drew Robinson, thank you so much for coming in.
Appreciate it.
Happy Halloween.
All right. Same to you.
Aid workers. The Dodgers franchise winning its 8th World Series last night against the New York